Peace. This is Waz for Waz Words Media, back at y'all for another round. And fight fans, the Canelo stock is plummeting badly, man. I mean, it's so bad that not only are people such as myself, who's been here for 2 years, telling y'all Canelo Alvarez is overrated and nothing but a media-made sensation. Not only is new media, true media, is getting at him, but now you have old media, the people that used to give Canelo fans talking points to help them in their arguments. Now they're even turning on Canelo Alvarez. You have people such as Stephen A. Smith, who Stephen A. Smith in his show flat out said, Canelo, stop ducking, man. You ducking. You know very well that fight fans, the fight we're all clamoring for is the fight against David Benavidez. We don't really care about the Munguia fight. Yeah, it's going to be a good fight. He's undefeated. It makes for a decent fight night. But that's not the one we all want. Stop acting like this is the fight we want. You know? Then you got people like Jim Lampley. Jim Lampley, legendary Hall of Fame broadcaster for HBO Boxing. When he was in a recent interview, they asked him, Canelo Alvarez, as soon as the name Canelo Alvarez came out, Jim Lampley said, quack. Like, that's what we doing now. Word association. The guy was about to ask him a question about Canelo Alvarez, and as soon as he said Canelo Alvarez, Jim Lampley said, quack. He couldn't even hold it. Because Canelo Alvarez has been just that, man. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. It's been a duck for years. David Benavidez has been Canelo's number one contender for 3 years. And for 3 years, Canelo has given excuse after excuse for why he cannot take this fight. Now, his latest one on the press tour, when he did the official kickoff of the press with Jaime Munguia, he was asked about David Benavidez, and he said, David Benavidez brings nothing to the table. He brings nothing to the table. Only thing he brings is coming into the fight 25 pounds heavier. Oh, now coming into a fight is a problem, heavier, right? But you the same guy that came in 20 pounds heavier when you fought Miguel Cotto. When you fought Miguel Cotto at supposedly 154, you came into that ring around 175, 180. This is the same Canelo Alvarez that is a weight bully and came about 20 pounds heavier to fight Amir Khan. So this is the same Canelo Alvarez who's known to balloon up 15, 20 pounds on fight night. He fought Floyd Mayweather 20 pounds heavier. That same Canelo is now crying that David Benavidez, he's going to be too heavy, 25 pounds. You know who didn't complain about 20 pounds heavier? Floyd Mayweather. When he fought you, Canelo, he came in and he fought you knowing you was going to come in 20 pounds heavier. He still fought you and still embarrassed you. So now, here's your Floyd Mayweather at 36 moment, because you're 36. And just like you were 24 when Floyd fought you, you can fight David Benavidez, who's 24. And instead, what you're doing is you're making excuses. Talking about he brings nothing to the table. Really? Last time I checked, he brought more to the table than Jaime Munguia. What has Jaime Munguia brought to the table that lands him a Canelo fight? He's brought more to the table than Avni Yildirim. Avni Yildirim? You gave him a fight, but you can't give Benavidez a fight because what has Benavidez brought to the table? He brings nothing. What Benavidez brings to the table, he is your number one contender. He did not get that position just by happenstance. It didn't just fall on his lap. He came in there, he beat top contenders such as Durrell, a former champion, former world champion, Anthony Durrell. He beat him. He beat former super middleweight champion Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant was another champion that Canelo, you yourself fought. So he beat Caleb Plant as well. And most recently, he beat a guy that you, Canelo Alvarez, was running from for the past 8 years, and that is Demetrius Andrade. He fought Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade and got him out of there. Didn't even go to the judges. Fight didn't go the distance. Got Demetrius Andrade. Undefeated 2-division champion, Demetrius Andrade. Got him out of there. The same Demetrius Andrade that Canelo has been running from for the past 7-8 years. That Demetrius Andrade. Benavidez took care of him for you. And now you turn around and say, what does he bring? He brings nothing to the table? What? He's beaten a line of world champions and undefeated fighters. He's beaten them. So now the opportunity he's been asking for the past 3 years, you continue to downplay and talk about he's going to come. I'm only going to fight him for $150 to $200 million. If you have not heard, even the boxing world, even the boxers themselves are talking down on Canelo Alvarez. And Rolly Romero put it best. He said that he gave it to you in layman's terms for those who don't know. He said he asked for 150 to 200 million just for that fight. Rolly Romero said, you know what you call that? That's called pricing yourself out. Giving yourself a number that you know there's a very big chance they are not going to pay you that amount. And you use that amount as a take it or leave it, knowing that they're not going to take it. So you're like, okay, all right, I gave you my number. So he priced himself out, basically. And Rolly Romero said it. You know, Canelo is just, I mean, it's one embarrassing excuse after another. First, he wasn't fighting Mexican fighters anymore because he represents Mexico. Now here you go. Because David Benavidez was a part of PBC, he begged Al Heyman to do this business with DAZN and get Jaime Munguia, a Mexican fighter who he claimed he's not fighting Mexicans no more. All of a sudden, convenient amnesia, he forgot. And here we are, Mexican versus Mexican. So, yeah, the Canelo Alvarez ship continues to sink. That, at this point, like I told y'all before, there is no legacy. That guy is not a legend. What we're talking about is if the discussion now, it continues to plummet. That ship continues to sink. It went from, is he an all-time great to, not so much. Is he at least a Mexican all-time great? Not even that. So now it's starting to look like, is this guy even a good fighter? That's what we're up to now. And this is what I've been telling y'all before all this time. Good fighter, there's 5 levels. There's good fighter, great fighter. No, there's good fighter, very good fighter, great fighter, legend, and GOAT, greatest of all time. So there's 5 levels to it. Canelo is barely getting to the second one. He's a good fighter, that I give him. He's not a bum. He makes that 5-star category. He's not a bum. He's a good fighter. And he learned a lot that night when he fought Floyd Mayweather, and he went through 12 rounds or 12 grades of schooling that night. He learned a lot and became a good fighter that night. And after that, he's been balancing between good and very good fighter. And that's where the debate is at today. There's no way that ship sailed. All-time greatest middleweight and light heavyweight, all of that stuff gone. All-time best fighter gone. Even all-time top 5 Mexican fighter or best Mexican fighter, not even top 5 Mexican fighter, that too gone. The only subject left to debate about Canelo, was he a good fighter after all? I'm Watch for Wise Words Media. Peace.